Hello and welcome to Video Revealed. I'm Colin Smith. Let's talk about vector motion in Adobe Premiere Pro CC. This one I am so excited about because I've been working with motion graphics templates for a year now, and this one thing bothered me and now it's fixed. What is vector motion? Well, it has nothing to do with video, so this will not work on video layers. This is not Twixtor or stabilization. This is strictly working with the motion graphics templates or Premiere Pro graphics in Adobe Premiere Pro, but it's incredibly useful. Let's have a look. I'm going to jump to my graphics workspace and draw a very simple ellipse on the screen. And I'll make this small and show you what this is all about. So here is a vector graphic. This is a vector graphic, and in the past we didn't have vector motion. So if you use the motion settings to scale this up, you would eventually see this pixelization occurring. Motion settings in the effects control panel are a pixel-based setting, and you've used those for years in changing the scale or position of anything on the screen. They only work with pixels, even on vector graphics like the Essential Graphics panel graphics, which are vector. So it was kind of crazy that this is vector, but it was being rasterized. So let's reset that. And instead of motion, we'll go to vector motion and now scale this sucker up. And you can see it looks absolutely freaking perfect. This is a lot like continuous rasterization in After Effects. If you're an After Effects user, it only works on vector graphics. If I deselect this, watch, I'll deselect it. If I bring in a video layer and click on it, you'll see vector motion does not appear. If I click on a graphic, vector motion appears. So only for vector graphics. Now, I'll show you some other really important uses of this. I recently did a whole bunch of motion graphics templates for the launch of Rush and something like this Tears of Joy guy. If I scale him up, I'm going to use two different methods of scaling him up. The first one will be 333%. Drag this up, place him over on the side. And then for the other one, I'll scale 333%. And we'll look at these side by side. So you can't see too much from this angle, but if I enlarge the screen, instantly you can see what a difference that makes. On the right, we've got crisp vector graphics, and on the left, we have that pixelated look, which just looks horrible. There's another use for this, and that's an infinite frame. The idea behind this is After Effects has this, that when you drop in a vector graphics, there is no frame. It's infinite. It can move anywhere you want. Not so much with the motion, regular motion setting. So let me just go back over to my editing screen, a little bit easier to see. And I'm also going to turn on the transparency grid just so we can see the background. So here's another one of the titles that I created. And it's made of two of these shapes. And if I move the position information left and then grab one of these and move it, you'll see it eventually cuts off. That's because the motion settings have a frame size. As soon as you click on a vector graphic, the motion settings have set a frame size to whatever the sequence size, 1080, 1920, 1080 in this example. So instead, I'm going to position this back to the original. If I move the position of the whole graphic using the vector motion, click on this and move it. Oh my goodness, I can move it outside of the frame. It's now an infinite frame and I can move this anywhere. This is huge. This is amazing. Here's another great use for this. Lots of these little social media graphics that I was creating, I wanted to create them size as, which was like a small emoji at the bottom or these small pop-up graphics. But trying to design with the pen tool in a small area like that was a real pain. And while I was developing this, vector motion wasn't available. So I had to enlarge this by zooming into the screen. So if you are a content creator, you can use vector motion and scale your graphics up 1000% and work on these little intricate vector little objects. And then when you're ready to deliver your motion graphics template, make it, scale it down to its original size and stick it out, and there it goes. So this is new vector motion, which freaks me out. I mean, that right there changes everything for me. Remember, it's not for any other kinds of graphics that you bring in. It's not for Illustrator graphics either. Illustrator stays the same as a rasterized object in here. Okay, all right, if you're new to Video Revealed and you found this informative, take a moment and subscribe. If you want to support us some more, you can do that through PayPal. There's a link in the description on the front of the page. We love our PayPal supporters. You can donate one time or monthly. Till next time, I'm Colin Smith, and it's my job to get you looking